To get started, I'll first create a new report page. So we click right here and I'll call this page line chart because we will first create a line chart here. To do so, we can either go to new visual, you saw this before, or we go to the visualization column and now select the line chart, this one. Now we again have this tile and you saw this already. We can play around right here and we can increase its size a bit, maybe like this. Yeah, I guess this is fine for the moment. Now we need information in this line chart. You saw this on the slide already. You basically have 4 core areas, in case of the line chart at least, and this is here below the visualizations column. As you can see, if I select the visualization, this is indicated right here. If I unselect it, no visualization is selected, and also these fields are decreased in their amount. You only have this values field here. I'll show you this in a few seconds. So if we reselect our blueprint, we see that we have axis, legend, values, and here Y2. Y2 was just renamed to secondary values, as you can see it right here. So if I'm referring to Y2 here, I'm referring to these secondary values. This will be covered later throughout the course. And we have tooltips. Therefore, why don't we get started and add first maybe a value to our chart? As you saw, the value is in the end what the line should actually display. Therefore, here, I think if we go to the fact population table and select our population data, this does make sense. You can now either drag and drop that field into the chart like this, or if you go back, simply select it right there. Here, Power BI Desktop automatically added the population data to our values field. So this is exactly what we wanted right here. In case a wrong field was added, you can just move it out of where it is like this and move it back. Or you can also add another field, here the male population, for example, like this, above or below the field that you added to that corresponding area. And then you can also delete it if you don't need it. For example, here, the male population is not what we want. Therefore, we can simply click onto this X. Therefore, we are back with our population field here. So that's an important interaction. You always have this fields column and then the areas where you can position this data inside your visual in the end. However, this doesn't look too exciting, therefore we should add more information, and the next step would be to add axis information, and here for our population data, the year makes a lot of sense. So let's take the year and let's drag and drop it to the axis area. Now you see we have the population here as the data in our line chart, also indicated here by the y-axis, and we have the axis data down there. So the data actually from 1950, it starts at 1940 here, but this is 1950, up to 2100. When we used the blueprint in the last lecture, you saw that we can change the visual type for this blueprint by simply selecting another one here in the visualizations column. This also works with visuals that already contain information. So I could, for example, click right here or right there, or basically any kind of chart type to change the visual, even if it contains data already. A quite cool feature, so you're not limited to the visual you create at the beginning of your journey. I want to stick to this line chart though, but I'm not happy with the way it displays the information, because at the moment we only see the total population right here, and I would like to have the population data for different regions, let's say. Well, as we have created our data set with different types of information, we can go to the dim region table now and now take the region name field and drag it into the legend area. We suddenly don't display our entire population anymore, but the population for these different regions, indicated up here by the legend, so you can see the legend also up here, and visualized by the different line colors. So this is a nice first step, but I would like to have another chart though. This time maybe again our stack column chart, which should contain the data for different regions, but not for different years, so just the different regions with cumulative values for the population. For this, I can now unselect my current visual like this, and now you have again multiple options. You could, for example, say that you just want to have the population displayed, so you can simply select it right here. With this, Power BI Desktop automatically added the population field to the value area here again, and with that, the visual was created. If you unselect this right here, you see you have the blueprint, so it's not deleted, it's still kept right here. And if you're not happy with that, you can again simply press delete to delete that visual. Alternatively, you can just take the population field and drag it into this values area. Now a completely different visual type was created, a so-called table, you can see it right here. Not what we want, but as you learned, if we simply click here, we can change the visual type and drag it to the right a bit maybe. And now we have the right chart with the right values already. What we need though is we need the data for different regions. Therefore, I'll again use our region names, but now I don't want to use it as the legend, but as the axis value. So let's drag and drop it right here. And with that, we have a new chart right here, which shows us the cumulative population count for all our years for different regions. With that, we created our first two visuals here, and we saw how axis, legend, and value are interacting with our data. There is one thing missing though, and this is our tooltips area. Let's have a closer look at this as a next step.